The coronavirus is a bioweapon being used as population control, and it's killing the African American community.
Look at the names.
That's what the
look
shit
at the names.
about.
Google LLC, Barack Hussein, Joe Biden,
all of them going to court. Look at this.
That's in court.
That's why America closed down, bro. They all went to fucking court.
Hey,
look at what it is. Trafficking organs. Harvesting. Hong Kong. All them versus the United States. Look at that. Look, but they ain't said nothing. Yeah. You see this date? February the 26th, 2020. The United States is in court. Violations?
Transfer of AI bioweapon.
AI, artificial intelligence. See that?
Across the country, numbers show it is especially devastating to one group, African Americans.
When you look at the proportion of people who get into serious trouble and die, again, it's going to be disproportionate towards the African American.
A lot of African Americans have health issues due to genetics or lifestyle, like asthma, heart deficiencies, diabetes, or lung disease, which puts us African Americans at greater risk of dying faster than any other race.
Because you are going to die. Well, I'm not 80 years old. No, it's not just age. In our community, it's going to be, are you sick? And black people are underinsured, underemployed, and barely healthy on a good day because of things that were just mentioned. We have to change the discussion. We can't say comorbidities. That doesn't mean anything to the people who are in harm's way. The people who are in harm's way, do you take pills every day? Do you got sugar, diabetes? Do you got pressure, high blood pressure, hypertension? You could die in a week. You cannot be here. You've got to start screaming this to the black community, or you're going to have a catastrophe on your hands here.
Black community getting hit so hard by this.
Well, the black community has been hit by poor health for a long time. Pre-existing conditions such as obesity, such as asthma, such as diabetes, hypertension. Now you compound it by this deadly disease. I mean, it's no surprise that we're going to get hit harder.
First, we were told we couldn't catch the coronavirus, which dropped our guards down. Now it's spreading faster than a wildfire in our community, and we are being told it's only going to get worse.
With HIV. Oh, HIV, that's just for gay people. I don't have to worry about it. And then it's spread everywhere. This is a disease. The numbers for the black community are going to be completely different than the numbers coming out of China or Italy, because it's an epidemic jumping on top of a bunch of other epidemics already in the black community.
That there has been a lot of misinformation out there. Do you have any sense of what kind of misinformation there has been in the black community?
Well, I think there's been a misinformation that black people can't actually get the virus. And the truth is, in Chicago, the first reported death was an African-American woman who then gave it to her sister, who then also died. So the numbers speak for themselves. The fact that black people are dying at 7 times the rate of any other demographic is stunning. It is a red alarm, an alert that we've got to respond to, and we are.
There's a shortage of tests, so not everyone who is sick is able to get tested, which exposes more people. If this isn't a form of population control, why isn't more tests being made and available to the public? Why isn't this situation being handled more seriously by the government?
But has been calling morning and night for updates. And how are they?
My grandmother did pass away.
She did?
Yesterday.
Oh, I'm so sorry to hear that. I didn't realise that. I'm so sorry.
Yeah. She did pass away yesterday.
I'm really sorry, Beaver.
My mom's doing pretty okay. She's still on the ventilator. She's been pretty much the same for about 3 days. And for them, that's a good sign.
Bieber says she's angry that weeks were wasted when families like hers should have been isolating, but President Trump downplayed the crisis.
Thank you very much. Absolutely, I'm very angry. I feel that this president and this administration is directly responsible for to my family and to so far, 10,000 people in America.
And then there's this grim reality emerging. that African Americans have been hit hardest by the virus.
Communities of color, and particularly black communities in the city of Chicago, suburban Cook County, and cities and towns all across our state, disproportionately shoulder the healthcare conditions that lead to worse outcomes with COVID-19. That's a product of generations of systemic disinvestment.
He talks about the generations. Laura, again, I want to show you the Illinois numbers because I just think people need to understand by looking at the numbers and understanding the disproportionality of this. 15% of the population of Illinois is African American, 29%, double the population essentially percentage in the cases.
The media is telling us how bad we are being impacted by this. Our governors are concerned, and even our president finds this unacceptable.
Very hard on the African American community with respect to what's going on because it's not good. I don't like it.
The numbers. I mean, it's breathtaking. When I first saw these numbers, I had a hard time thinking about anything else because I knew that this was going to land like a bomb and that we had to come up with some concrete, rapid responses to help people in these communities.
Our government and state officials already know which cities are being impacted the most.
The population of Illinois is African American, 29%, double the population essentially percentage in the cases, and then 42% of the deaths. They are 42% of the state's coronavirus deaths. In Louisiana, African Americans make up about a third of the population. 7 in 10 of the deaths in Louisiana, African Americans. In Michigan, it's about 14% of the statewide population, more than 40% of the deaths in Michigan from COVID-19 in the African American community. It's a combination of Louisiana.
And rather than sending more supplies to those places, it's being regulated, which is exposing and killing more people.
Yeah, we probably should not test more than 1 in 10 patients.
So 10%, exactly. No more than 10% of the people that come through there every day.
The only thing left to do now is stay prayed up and wash those hands.
All of this manifests in the moment of a crisis. And the real question is, kind of what do we do? Do we turn ourselves over to the people who say they know what's best for us and who may have, in fact, I think do have in many cases a different agenda? Or do we look at this as an opportunity to really rethink, right, what we're doing as a society?